Persian Gulf, a cauldron of heat, tension, and some of the most expensive machinery ever built. Beneath the scorching sun, a game of cat and mouse was about to unfold. Unseen forces were at play, a technological ballet with potentially deadly consequences. This wasn't some Top Gear stunt, this was the real deal with international incidents, just a trigger pull away. The year was 2013. Tensions between the US and Iran were simmering, bubbling away like a forgotten kettle on high heat. The US had a vested interest in keeping an eye on things, and by eye I mean a sophisticated, unarmed drone soaring high above the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this wasn't some toy airplane you'd buy your kids. This was a state-of-the-art piece of military hardware packed with more cameras than a Hollywood film set. Its mission simple observation, or at least that's what the public was led to believe. The drone hummed along, its electric motors a faint whisper in the vastness of the sky. Below, the world stretched out like a wrinkled map. Oil tankers, the lifeblood of the global economy, crawled across the blue canvas. Fishing boats, tiny specks against the azure, bobbed precariously. The drone saw it all, its cameras capturing every detail with unsettling clarity.
Unbeknownst to the Iranians, their every move was being monitored. Or so they thought. What they didn't know was that the drone wasn't alone. High above, cloaked in secrecy and technology that would make even Captain Kirk blush, 2 American F-22 Raptors flew in silent escort. These weren't just fighter jets. They were the apex predators of the skies, ghosts in the machine, practically invisible to radar. Think of them as the Stig of the aviation world, insanely capable and shrouded in an aura of mystery.
Back on the ground, Iranian radar operators were experiencing something akin to a collective heart attack. Their screens, normally a comforting green glow of normalcy, were now flashing with the unmistakable signs of an intruder. An unidentified aircraft was in their airspace, and it was heading straight for Iranian territorial waters. Alarms shrieked, frantic calls were made. Within minutes, 2 Iranian F-4 Phantom jets, aging but still dangerous, were scrambled to intercept.
The game was on. The Iranian pilots, pumped with adrenaline and patriotic fervor, roared into the sky, their eyes peeled for the intruder. They were ready to protect their airspace, ready to show the world that Iran wouldn't be pushed around. Little did they know they were flying headfirst into one of the most technologically advanced traps ever devised. They were outmatched, outgunned, and about to get a very big surprise.
Section 4, the Raptor unveiled. F-22 enters the fray. High above the cat-and-mouse game between the drone and the scrambling phantoms, the American F-22 Raptors watched and waited, their pilots cool under pressure. Tracked the Iranian jets on their advanced radar systems. These weren't your granddad's radar systems, mind you. This was like comparing a 1970s calculator to a supercomputer.
As the Iranian F-4s closed in on the drone, one of the F-22 pilots decided it was time to make an appearance. But this wouldn't be some dramatic Top Gun-style flyby. Oh no, this was about to get seriously spooky.
The F-22 pilot engaged his afterburners, a move that would normally make an aircraft stick out like a sore thumb on radar, but not the Raptor. This thing was designed to be stealthier than a ninja in a darkened room. It shot forward, closing the distance between itself and the unsuspecting Iranian pilots with impossible speed. Section 5, a game of chicken at Mach speed. Imagine yourself driving down the motorway, humming along to your favorite tunes, when suddenly a car materializes out of thin air beside you. That's precisely what the Iranian pilots experienced. 1 minute they were flying in formation, laser-focused on the drone ahead, and the next, an F-22 Raptor, seemingly defying the laws of physics, was right beside them.
Now, I've driven some pretty impressive cars in my time, but the F-22 is in a league of its own. It's the Bugatti Chiron of the skies, fast, sleek, and capable of things that would make your head spin.
The Iranian pilots, understandably gobsmacked, didn't even have time to react before the F-22 pilot's voice crackled over the radio.
You are in restricted airspace. Turn back now or we will be forced to take action.
Section 6, silent threats and a Gulf on edge. The Iranian pilots, adrenaline replaced by a cold dread, looked on in astonishment. They were staring at the most advanced fighter jet on the planet, a technological marvel that had seemingly materialized out of thin air. Their own aircraft, by comparison, felt about as sophisticated as a rusty bicycle. They knew they were outmatched. With a mixture of relief and humiliation, they complied, turning their jets around and hightailing it back to Iranian airspace. The F-22s escorted them for a short distance, a silent, menacing reminder of the technological gulf between them, before peeling off and disappearing back into the blinding sunlight. The message was clear. Don't mess with the US military, especially when they have a technological advantage you can't even comprehend. The encounter, a tense standoff in one of the world's most volatile regions, ended without a shot being fired.